This is an IPL that's been fermenting, half of the split batch I did, and it's ready to dry hop, so let's do it. I'm not sure whether you'll pick that up under the light, but it's at about 5 psi. Just keep that in mind. Just get it out of the way. So I've set up hop bong like that. I've put a carb cap on the stem and a pressure relief valve on that end. I've had this covered. This was a clean valve. I've had it covered since the start. Don't need to worry too much about that. Put it on nice and firm. You don't have to over tighten these things. This is going to happen quickly, so it's not too urgent that it's not 100% sealed, but we can check. Now it's all hooked up. We can add some gas. Put it on there. And I've put 12 psi in there. I can't hear any hissing. That's good enough for me. This isn't going to be on for long. That is good enough for me. Remember to let the pressure out. Let's fill it up with hops. This is only the smaller one, the 1.5 inch. It's a 1.5 inch connection down there, and I'm using a 1.5 inch valve. So that's the one I use for this. And you may have seen my other video where I filled them right up. That was when the bottom was flat and 80 grams filled it. But because there's a bit of a gap down here in the valve, you could probably fit a bit more, maybe 20, 30, 40 grams more. Probably 20. Top back on. Alright, so I'm going to put some pressure on. I've still got this set at 12. Now it depends how you want to do this. Some people will flush with high pressure, put high pressure in, flush it a few times. You can leave it open for a little bit. You could shut it. CO2 blanket. That's a joke, by the way. Don't get triggered. People get triggered by that. The myth of the CO2 blanket. I said, how much you do this is how much you feel comfortable doing it. So you might do it for ages, you might do a few short bursts. I've done that a few times now. This is at 12. I know my fermenter's at about 5. That's probably enough, but I could let a little bit of pressure out the fermenter, won't hurt. Now I know that's even lower than 5. This is 12. By rights, that should be flushed, and this should shoot in. We can take this off. Let's have a look, see how it goes, eh? Didn't go at all. Come on. What's going on? I can see it's stuck on the edge there. See if I can knock it down a bit. Aha! We had a bit of movement there. There we go. Yeah, just a bit of a wiggle, eh? There we go. In the end, I was a little bit worried there for a second. In the end, it went down. As I said, this is the smaller one. I'm sure it's heaps easier with the 2 inch. Then we can close it. That's closed, and that's it. Make sure you depressurize and take it off. I've said it before and I'll say it again, don't throw away your little caps they come when you buy them, because they come handy. There you go, that's not going to get full of dust and crap now. It's covered. Oh well, that worked. Don't forget to put your spunding back on. I'll just leave that about there. Somewhere between 3 and 5, 2.5 and 5 I'm happy with. That stirred up that beer a bit. And I'm going to bump up the temperature to 15, let it finish off. When I say 15, it is a lager, so yeah. Was it 12, then I bumped it up to 13, then to 14, now I'm bumping it up to 15. I haven't set up the heating yet in this. Oh, that's another video. When I do set up the heating, I'll be able to have a heat belt on it connected to this too. This will heat and cool. But at the moment, it's keeping its own heat. It's 16 degrees in here now. It has been getting down to 5 degrees overnight, but the yeast has been keeping it warm. So I'll come out of here later. If that hasn't creeped up to 15 in an hour or two, then what I'll do is come out and I'll put a heat belt on. I might even turn this off and can just control it with the heat belt. It's not going to need cooling anymore. It'll just need heating at the end. At least in winter.